Hello everyone, it is I King Mike X here with another Dragalia Lost video, and this one's going to be a different one. It's more of a speculation. It's not an update or anything. It's just I'm going to be talking about water specific because water is the weakest unit in the game right now, and I feel like I should talk about it. Well, the weakest in terms of DPS, but feel like I should talk about it specifically. I wanted to talk about 70 MCs. What units could we be getting, and my thoughts on them. Specifically, I'm going to be doing at least four from each. I'm going to be doing. Uh, I'm going to essentially be doing four of each resistance, where four of bog res and four of freeze res. Why did I say four of burn res and four of stun res? I was thinking of when. Um, Now I know that Ellison is definitely going to be getting one eventually, and there are the units, but so far we've only gotten three mana spirals, which are Fjorm, who unfortunately is going to be going down into this. It fortunately has lost the one thing she's good at, which was master expert and master high Brunhilde cheese since the new damage update. So she's not as good as she used to be. Um, Saliera, who unfortunately was a huge disappointment, and then we also have Zainfried, who was probably the best, who's actually a really good one. He's been slowly getting up, and he's one of the best units and one of the best water units, doing a lot of damage. So, without further ado, let's go over to fire first, and what units I specifically think definitely need one. Um, if I was to give four units that I would definitely have, um, you know what? Let's give it to actually six units instead. I'm gonna put it to six for each element, specifically two of each, two 3 stars, two 4 stars, and two 5 stars. So if I had to give a three, so if I had to go through 3 stars, the ones that I have feeling could get it are, I mean, any one of them can get it, but if I had to go through the two that I want to see, possibly either probably Rex and Jacob. Um, I kind of like their movesets. They're good units, and they could definitely use a boost for that. Uh, like if we look at Rex, Rex has, well, if I, you know what, I'm gonna go to the detailed list view. Actually, so Rex and Jacob. Rex has Gauge Inhibitor, which is actually a pretty good skill. I mean, it can be good, but we'll see. Actually, wait, why am I saying it's a good skill? It's kind of a bad skill. But his or a bad ability, but his skills are actually pretty decent. I mean, his skill one does pretty good damage, over 1,000 on one hit, and then there's 933. But yeah, they definitely need something to make them last. Jacob is another one because actually, you know what? Never mind about Jacob. Actually, the one who I think definitely needs it, because I mean we've already got the two lances, so yeah. Though his bog could be useful. His bog could be useful. But if I had to actually go, I actually would rather use Wake because we don't have many good. Because Wake is, I feel like he would get it because they seem to, side games just seem to be giving bows 70 MCs, and to be giving them really good 70 MCs. So yeah, it would be definitely a good thing to have him. And the skills are actually pretty good. Plus, he has the bog plus 40% chance, which is really good. I feel like he desperately needs one, definitely needs one. And yeah, I mean, I would like to see Jacob get one too, but there's enough of that. And besides, well, flashlight user is, well, I mean, we've already gotten better flashlight users. So now going on to 4 star, Sorry already has them, but I mean, and Ellison, I'm pretty sure is definitely going to get one. But Orson and Dragalia and Nefaria definitely need one. I'm not the only reason why I'm saying Ellison is most likely going to get one. In fact, she might be the one getting it. So, but if I had two that I want, Orson and Dragalia and Nefaria. Pipple, Thaniel, and Celiera already has one. And Pipple is fine as he is right now. He's really good. He doesn't need one anytime soon. And Thaniel is also good. I mean, yeah, people mostly use Jiangxia, but he's still a good substitute. He's fine. But Osam and Dragon and Nefaria desperately need one. Because they're not really good as much as they used to be. I mean, Osam is barely above. If I go to the. Okay, so if I go to the DPS over here, the Osam is barely above Lily. And weaker than Aranoa. So that tells you how bad. In fact, yeah, this shows you how bad they are. And they have good skills. I mean, Orsum has a free skill, which, I mean, sure, whatever, it doesn't matter. But he's got Flurry Devastation, which is actually a really good skill, as well as that critical rate buff. And then we have Dragon and Nefaria, who also needs one, because, I mean, weak damaging main skill, but her second skill is actually pretty good. Uh, which acts as like a shield and does energy, which could help out Pipple. And skill haste, and I like the flurry. I mean, he also got skill damage and flurry freezer one, is which as every time you get a combo count of 15 or higher, which gives you gives you a standard attack chance. Because a 6 about that gives a standard attack a 10% chance of affecting freeze. So yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, they would have to bump it up, but yeah, I feel like those two also need it because they're just units that a lot of water units that desperately need it. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I know June's about to come and we're getting an Akito. We're getting the fire twins. Now 5 stars. 5 stars. If I had to choose between two of them, um, it would have to be Lily and Summer Seriata. Those two are definitely need them, and because they have such good abilities, but they're so low damaging. I mean, Lily has skill prep plus 4 HP equals strength plus 15%. So there's that, and her skill is she does have freeze in her skills. It's just that her skills don't do too much damage, and she's kind of slow with a lot of her. Her skill has it's she desperately needs one. And then there's Summer Sariera. Summer Sariera also needs one because she also got good skills, but she's like just doesn't have the much power. One thing, like I mean, her first skill is great. Being bog users, because bog is actually, even though frostbite is seemingly the newest thing, bog is still is seemingly the new thing that everyone is using. Bog is still good as it gives you. I mean, whenever someone's inflicted with bog, you take 50% more damage, so that's good. And then there's her second skill, pep talk, which does pretty good damage, but it also allows it to increase the team defense, everyone's defense. Where phase two, and it's a skill shift where phase two adds 10% to the entire team's strength, and phase three increases the attack rate by 20%. And she's got buff time, which is great, as well as dragon claws for a chain co ability and a strength double buff, so which can help out with pep talk. So yeah, I feel like Summer Soriella is definitely one of those units that would need an update, as well as Lily. Jiang Xia is fine. She's one of the best healers. And Urias, even though he's underwhelming, he's still the best wand user in the game right now in terms of DPS, so long as you have flashbite users on the team. And then Hunter Cerise is fine. Fjorm already has one. Zinfin already has one. Lasvi doesn't need one either because she's actually really good. Lasvi's still really good. Same with Mitsuba. I mean, Tiki has been dropping. Valerio might also need one eventually because they finally fixed his DPS on the damage simulator. But those two I mean, they're always weaker than awesome. And if I remember correctly, yeah, yeah, Summer Samiara is behind. I mean, I think she's still the strongest. No, she's definitely not the strongest sword. That's only when the data. But yeah, look how weak she. I mean, she's not that high damage, and she barely does 1700 or 1800. My bad. So anyway, there's some other things. So now let's talk about some of the other stuff. Um, Now let's talk about the stun res. I'm gonna save those one. If I had to say this one, I'm gonna say R3. I'm not picking two because R3 need them. They're all pretty bad. I mean, they have. Broken Punisher is a good one. Dash recovery, and defense is great for healing. 4 HP because defense plus 20, that's actually good for healing. But they all need it because the. I mean, the card is a bad hero. I remember when people used to think Ricard was better than Nathaniel back in the day, but now Sabella needs one, and I actually want to see her probably. If anyone who I want to see the most get it, it's Sabella, mostly because of the fact that she has buff time, which is a really good co ability, or a chain co ability, and she's also got some. She's also a good defensive unit with their. So I would like to see her get one. And Jirota also needs one. He needs to be really. I mean, he's got a good skill that buffs his attack, but his skill is. Let's just say his skill doesn't do too much damage. Doesn't do that much damage, and it's broken Punisher. A whole lot of the problems. We'll see, but so yeah, Jirota, all three of them needed. So there's that. 4 stars. If I had to say the 4 stars that need them, I mean, our saying, like I said, I'm not counting her. Summer still probably doesn't need one right now, but if I was to say the two that I want, or I mean, a lot of them need it, but if I had to give ones that I desperately want, Renee, like I said, I would like Renee to get one, especially because, I mean, she's got some good. I mean, her effects on the skills are pretty good, but she just has such poor damage. I mean, and also this one, Prime's Devastation, which is actually a pretty good thing, which is so yeah. Unfortunately, they need to increase the amount of time for it and decrease how long it takes because it only lasts for 5 seconds, and yet it takes 15 seconds to recharge. That's stupid. She's got healing double buff, which could be considered good, but yeah, she needs one desperately. I would also like to see Karina get one. I mean, there's a whole list. I could say a lot of the people. I would also say like Dragon Xander, Summeranzo, Luther also needs one. But if the two I have to say, I want Renee and Karina. I'm not saying Nursaline because the only reason why I say Nursaline is because I've actually, I know people who use Nursaline for it depends. Nursaline might get it. We might see Nursaline become really good depending on how reliant you need to like. Depending on how reliant she would be, because like if you might have saw it, with Saliera, Lowen rose in the rank as well as Wedding Xenia because of the fact is because Saliera has freeze resist and does inflicts freeze and bogs with her skills, and so those two are the only one where Wedding Xenia heals freeze and nurse and Lowen heals bogs. So yeah, those two became useful. More so Lowen because a lot of people are using freeze res, but when people were to say if they use more bog res, if it was like a team of bog res units, I've seen people use end up using Wedding Xenia. And I feel like it'll be the same thing with Nurse Eileen. I feel like she needs, if she might get more use if if you need stun res. But yeah, Summer Angel. So Renee and Karina, I want to see because Renee's skills in football as well as the defense, all that is good. As well as Karina, because she has some really good ones, especially the two with the fact that she shares something with another unit, which is Xander, which we'll get to him, where she does more damage. She does about 5% skill damage per buff. So the more buffs you have, the stronger it does. The stronger it is. And her other one is also pretty good, which draws in surrounding enemies, kind of similar to Van normal Ranzo. Now 5 stars. I already have two. Xander and Dragon Cleo. I mean, okay. Technically, all four. That I could say, okay, more so Xander. I would like to say Dragon Cleo and Xander. Actually, all four. These four get Summer Julia, Laranoa, Dragon Cleo, and Xander. I would all want them to see get it. But if I had to choose, I want these two because these two have been out the longest, and they desperately need it. I mean, Xander, like I said, I already told you why I like him. Like his skill is very powerful, and his is like a stronger version of Karina's essentially. But that's given since he's a 5 star, where 5 stars normally, or at least at base, normally have a move that hits harder than others. Um, and his second skill is okay, but he needs some new. It needs an improvement. That's like the one thing. His first skill is good. Well, second skill kind of sucked. He also has force strike, which is great. And unfortunately, striker strength doesn't. You don't need it as much right now, but we'll see with the onslaught event. But he has a great Shinko ability, which is why I want him. And Dragon Cleo, wow, his is really good too. Why did I say his? Hers. Dragon Cleo has when for every 30 hit combo, Kusunin uses energy level by 1 stage. I feel like they should make that smaller, or increase it to more than that. But hers is great. She's got HP 70% equals when HP is 70% or above. She gets a strength boost of 30%. That's kind of it's like that's great. If especially when they're combos with Xander, she's got combo time and crit rate, and her two skills are actually pretty good. Her first skill inflicts freeze, but it also uses energy. Well, phase one increases your energy levels of the user nearby allies by 1 stage. Phase two increases the strength, and phase three increases the crit rate. And her second one, unfortunately, sucks. So that's the one downside. It's neither one of her skills. I'm pretty sure. None of her skills go above 1,000. So yeah, I mean, Summer Julieta. The reason why I would say she she's good already. She wouldn't even never know what also desperately needs one though. I mean, if anything, the three I would say Xander, Dragon, Clear, and Noah. But that's what my opinion is. I want to hear what you guys' opinions on what units do you think you want to see get a 70 MC. Put it in the comments down below. Also, click that like button, and also if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you can get notices on all my videos when they go up. After that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.